Today we embark upon the great world of dividing a decimal by a whole number. Anybody remember the rule how to divide a decimal by a whole number? There's a two-word little rule that we use here. Two simple, short, one four-letter, one two-letter word we use to divide decimals by whole numbers. And I will write it down since I'm getting more blanks than the other time I asked. Write down this word. You just simply bring up the decimal. That's your little mnemonic device there. By the way, when you divide, when you have a decimal and you're doing division with decimals, never, ever, 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 your answer should never have fractions nor remainders anymore. If you're doing a problem that has a decimal in it, you need to work it all the way up till it works out, or you get a repeating decimal or something of that nature. For example, if I have 4.2 divided by 3, which means it is 3 into 4.2, the first thing I do is bring up the decimal, which means wherever the decimal is here in the, what is that thing, the dividend, you move it up straight above it, and that's where it's going to go in the quotient. Then you just do the division problem. 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 12 4 times. And you have your answer, 1.4. That doesn't sound so hard, do it?
No.
How about this one? 0.4 divided by 5. Things get a little tricky here. And please make sure, boys and girls, kids of all ages, back when you were in 3rd, maybe 4th, and quite possibly 5th grades, it was always easy to tell what number went on the outside when you did the division problem, because it was always the big number in the box and the little number on the outside, because you're taking the little number into the big number. Not the same thing with decimals. Okay? Too many times I see people write this problem out like this, because they think 5 is a bigger number, so it has to go in the box. Not right. It is 0.4 divided by 5. When it's written like this, and then when you put it in the box form, they flip places. Okay? I probably see that more than any other mistake there. To which you're going to say, let's do that here. 5 into 0.4. What's the first thing that you should do, Maggie Dervis? Bring up the decimal. So it goes right here in my answer. Now, children, we're in a quandary, a conundrum, if you will. Okay, here I am. 5 doesn't go into 0, does it? 5 doesn't go into 4. If 5 doesn't go into that digit after the decimal, first of all, you got to put a 0 up there, because it has to hold that place down. Then guess what has to happen? Then you need to, Julia.
Add a 0 to the
Yep. You can keep adding zeros over here all the way until it does work out. And thankfully in this one it works out right away because 5 goes into 48 times. And you get nothing left. Okay. But if you were taking 5 into, I guess it always goes up, 5 always goes into it. If you were taking 4 into like 2, 3, if you're taking 4 into 3, okay, you bring up that decimal. 4 doesn't go into 3. 4 does go into 30. You put a 7 there, right? It's 28. Subtract, you get a 2. You have to add another 0. And then 4 goes into 25 times. Keep adding zeros until it works out. What if it doesn't work out? Well, eventually it will at some point. If it doesn't work out, they'll usually tell you to round it to however many decimals. Let me give you one to try. See if you've really got a firm grasp of reality. Here's one right out of the book. 0.016 divided by 2. 0.016 divided by 2. Tell me your answer. Where does the math time go? Alex,
0 and 9 thousandths.
I don't know how you get a 9 with any
Oh,
of
no,
that.
it's 8 thousandths for that.
Let's actually just do it out here. You just give me point whatever, ever it is. 0.016. Bring up the decimal. 2 doesn't go into 0. 2 doesn't go into that other 0. 2 doesn't go into 1. 2 goes into 16 8 times. And those zeros all need to be there, taking up space. Questions, problems, concerns? How many people got that right? How many people wish they got that right? How many people just said